Every 4 years, Nigeria turns into one giant campaign season. Suddenly, there are posters everywhere, big billboards, convoys of SUVs, T-shirts, caps, rice distribution, loud rallies with celebrities and DJs. Some politicians spend huge amounts of money, and naturally, people ask the same question: where is all this money coming from? Because running for office in Nigeria is not cheap. From local government chairman to governor to president, campaigns require money, networks, strategy, and influence. But here's the interesting part. Most people think elections are just about who Nigerians vote for. But behind the scenes, there's an entire campaign system working long before election day. Fundraising, party structures, grassroots mobilization, media influence. So today, let's break down how Nigerian political campaigns actually work. Using one example the whole way, a fictional candidate called Mr. Ade running for governor. First thing to understand, you cannot just wake up and run for governor. Nigeria uses a party-based election system, meaning candidates must run under a political party. Examples include large national parties and smaller regional parties. So before the public election even happens, there's another competition inside the party called the primary election. Primaries are where parties decide which candidate will represent them in the main election. This process is extremely important because in many areas of Nigeria, the party itself is already very influential. If you win the ticket of a strong party, your chances increase significantly. Back to Mr. Ade. He wants to run for governor, but first, he must compete with other politicians inside the same party. These internal contests often involve lobbying party delegates, negotiating alliances, and campaign promises within the party. Delegates are people chosen to vote during party primaries. Winning them over becomes a major focus, and this is where campaign spending often begins. Running for office requires official party nomination forms, and these forms can be expensive. For major positions like governor or president, the cost can be extremely high. Political parties say the money helps cover administrative costs, but critics argue it limits who realistically can compete. Because most ordinary Nigerians cannot afford these fees, many candidates rely on wealthy supporters or political sponsors. This introduces an important concept: the sponsors. Political campaigns often rely on financial backers, including business people, political allies, community leaders, and party stakeholders. These supporters contribute money because politics can influence policy decisions, contracts, and appointments later. Not always illegally, but influence definitely exists. Back to Mr. Ade. His campaign now has sponsors, so the next step begins: building the campaign machine, which is basically a temporary organization. Mr. Ade builds a team, including a campaign manager, media team, logistics coordinators, local coordinators, and volunteer groups. Their job is simple: make sure voters hear about the candidate everywhere. Campaigns run like large operations, especially in big states. One of the most important parts of Nigerian campaigns is grassroots mobilization, meaning reaching people at the community level. This includes visiting local markets, attending community meetings, speaking at religious gatherings, and meeting youth groups. Local influencers and community leaders matter because they often shape opinions in their area. Candidates spend time building these relationships. Back to Mr. Ade. His team organizes visits to markets, motor parks, universities, and town halls. The goal is visibility. Now we reach another key part: media. Campaigns use television, radio, newspapers, billboards, and social media platforms. In Nigeria, radio remains extremely powerful, especially in rural areas. Social media, however, now plays a massive role among younger voters. Campaigns produce short videos, speeches, slogans, and online ads. The idea is repetition. The more people see a candidate, the more familiar they become. Rallies are the most visible part of campaigns, large gatherings where candidates speak directly to supporters. These include music performances, speeches by party leaders, and the distribution of campaign materials. Supporters receive items like caps, shirts, and banners to help spread campaign branding. For Mr. Ade, rallies serve two purposes: to energize supporters and to create media coverage. Large crowds signal political strength, even if the crowd includes curious observers. The money problem. Campaigns cost a lot for advertising, transportation, logistics, staff salaries, and materials. In large states, candidates must travel frequently. Convoys, security, fuel, and logistics all add up. Because of this, campaign funding is extremely important, and funding sources often attract public scrutiny. Nigeria has campaign finance laws that set limits on spending, but enforcing them can be complicated. Election day operations. Campaigns don't stop when voting starts. Election day requires coordination. Campaign teams deploy party agents to monitor polling units. Their job is to observe the voting process, represent their party, and report results from the unit. Nigeria's election system uses polling units across the country where results are recorded locally. Party agents help campaigns keep track of what is happening. At the end, voters still play the central role. Nigerians decide who wins by casting ballots, and campaigns work to influence awareness and support. But the final decision comes from citizens. High voter turnout often increases the competitiveness of elections. Low turnout can shift outcomes, so campaigns spend huge energy encouraging supporters to show up. Why do politicians spend so much? Because elections are high-stakes competitions. Winning office provides political power, policy influence, public visibility, and leadership authority. That makes campaigns intense. Many candidates see the election as a once-in-years opportunity, so they invest heavily to win. Back to Mr. Ade, let's summarize his journey. First, he joined a political party. Then, he competed in the party primaries. After winning the ticket, he built a campaign team, and sponsors helped fund his activities. His team organized grassroots visits across the state and ran media campaigns on radio, TV, and social media. They held rallies to energize supporters, and finally, on election day, party agents monitored polling units. Now, the voters decide. That's the system. Rapid recap. Nigerian elections run through political parties. Candidates must win party primaries first. Campaigns require funding, often from sponsors, and teams operate like full organizations. Grassroots outreach builds local support, and media spreads the candidate's message. Rallies create visibility and excitement, though campaign spending can be very high. Party agents monitor election day, but voters ultimately decide the outcome. Political campaigns may look chaotic on the surface, but behind the noise, there is a structured system. Parties, funding, teams, strategy, mobilization. Once you understand the structure, campaign season makes more sense. What you do with this information is up to you. If this video helped you, hit like, because informed voters make stronger democracies, and that benefits everyone.